Hi guys, it's me Amber again. My last video was about clinical makeup and just doing quick makeup tips to get you out the door for early clinical morning. I had a couple of people leave some comments asking about my nursing school experience thus far. I am in second semester nursing school, and I live in Texas, so I don't know how other programs in other states work, or if they even differ, from program to program in the state. But anyway, just a little bit about my experience so far. My first semester started last spring, and it went really quickly. I did really well in first semester, learned quite a bit. We actually start clinicals our very first semester at my school, and so I was in clinicals very first semester. Like I said, learned quite a bit really, really fast, which I heard is not uncommon in most nursing schools. You're pretty much on the fast track of learning. But anyway, so far, the second semester has been, well, to put it honestly, has been brutal. It's been extremely difficult. I was not prepared or expecting what's happened to me so far. First semester was like a walk in the park. It was a breeze. I sailed right through, no problems. And to be honest with you, second semester has really thrown me for a curveball. We are in clinicals this semester as well. And to be honest, I have excelled in my clinical area. However, we do have our Common Concepts class, which is our class we take lecture on. And I have not been doing so hot in that class. We have another class as well, and it's our Mental Health Nursing Part 1, and I'm doing really well in that class, and we have an A, so I feel really great about that class. But my Common Concepts, I've been really struggling with. It's just a fast-paced course. We have 3 different instructors for that course, and so you get 3 different learning styles or teaching styles. You kind of have to adapt to each of their tests. It's been really hard to adapt to the testing. We're required to do several articles, research medical articles, and do summaries and outlines, and I've probably done a million of those this semester. But really, it's the testing. A lot of times, the tests are not necessarily over the lecture material, or they've thrown in test questions that you couldn't answer based on the material presented in class, which means you're really responsible for teaching yourself about the subject that you're being tested over. So it's just been a little difficult with that. Like I said, my test grades haven't been that great. They've been really fluctuating, and there's been several tests that I've done really well on. I've gotten B's and even gotten an A or 2. And there's been other tests that I've been in the low 70s, and just recently got my first 60 grade. It was a 68, which in our nursing program, you must maintain a 77 average to be passing. So anything below a 77 is failing. So when you get a 68, that can really bring your grade down quite a bit. And that was on my midterm grade, and our midterm grade accounts for 18% of our overall grade. So it really hurt me, and it brought my grade down quite a bit. So I am actually borderline passing at the moment, still passing, which is excellent news because about 3/4 of our class aren't doing so hot. Probably, yeah, about 3/4 are failing the course right now, and we only have about 4 weeks left. We have a test every Monday, so you have about 3 or 4 tests to get your average back up to at least the 77 or higher to pass the program. Good news, though, I have passed the clinical portion of our second semester courses, so I did pass my clinicals. I'm still in clinicals, but I've met all the requirements to pass. So I know I've passed that, but you have to pass both the Common Concepts and the clinicals to go on to third semester. So luckily I've passed half of it. So it's been an everyday struggle to, make it. It's very hard, a lot harder than I anticipated. Um, First semester did not prepare me for second, in our program at least. I know in some other programs, I have a friend that goes to another program in our area, and she said that it was a little bit of an easier transition with her program. But neither here nor there. It doesn't make a difference. I'm in this program, and I'm just giving it my all. Studying has been really difficult for me. I've been trying to change up my techniques because the techniques I used all through high school and then through my first semester, all through my prereqs in college, and then my first semester of nursing school worked out fine. But for this semester, those techniques aren't working. So I've just been kind of messing around with different techniques to study and learn these concepts that are being presented, and I just haven't found the right niche yet, I guess. Like I said, I'm still struggling with that. I used to do flashcarding, where I would go over the lecture and then make flashcards based on the lecture notes, and I would study the flashcards. But as we all know, that's more of a memorization type learning or studying, whereas with this class, you need to understand the concepts and know how to use them in everyday nursing. Your nursing management and skills, aren't something you can just memorize. You have to learn that and know it and understand it. So flashcarding has not been real helpful for me as far as like understanding the main point of the concept. Now, like learning labs and signs and symptoms, the flashcards have helped, but everything else hasn't really been helping. So just been kind of messing around with different types of studying techniques, and if y'all have any, by all means, please give me your input and suggestions on what might help me better understand these concepts and techniques that were being taught. Like I said, I'm doing really well in my other classes. It's just for some reason this Common Concepts class is really kicking my butt. But other than that, my experience so far has been really rewarding. I've learned a lot really quickly. And this semester we completed all of our hands-on skills that we'll learn in the nursing program. So it's just kind of crazy in a way to know that I've learned everything as far as hands-on skills that I'll need to start out in nursing, I'm already done with. So that was a little crazy to know that that's all the instruction I'll be giving on those, other than when I'm doing them in the clinical setting, of course. I have yet to start an IV on someone in the clinical setting. I just haven't been given the opportunity to do so, but I have done wound care, I've done trach care, I've done CVC care, I've done a whole bunch of care, but I have not done any insertion of catheters, Foley catheter, straight catheter, or IV catheter. So I'm still looking forward to do that. I've given injections, I've given meds, so I've done almost all of my skills that I've learned except for the insertion of catheters. So I've got to find a way to get those skills put together. I have one clinical rotation left, so I've got to get that done. I'm hoping to do those before I go into third semester, just because it would be intimidating not to have had those done prior to third semester. So anyways, it's just kind of what's been going on with me this second semester. Like I said, crazy, extremely hard. Harder than I anticipated, but I'm not giving up. I'm giving it my 100% complete all that I've got to get through this semester. I have lost some friends along the way, but I can't let that get me down, and I just have to keep pushing and hope that I, am able to give it 100%, and that will be enough to push me through onto third semester. But if anyone else is out there struggling through this semester or any semester of nursing school, just know you're not alone. at some point in the program, I think everyone struggles a little bit, just because, it's not easy to learn all these skills and concepts and medical information, in the short period of time that we're given to do it. So just know you're not alone, and that we're all struggling a little bit. Um, and I guess just my advice is, you know, don't stop studying, even if you feel like your studying's not helping you. I mean, I've heard a lot of people in our program say, it doesn't matter whether I study or not, I still make a bad grade. Don't stop studying, because not studying is not going to help. I'm sorry. People say that, but really, if you're studying, obviously you're going to get some information that you're not going to have if you didn't study. So don't stop studying and don't give up on yourself. Just keep giving 100%. That way, even if you don't make it this semester, you don't have to look back and say, man, I wish I really would have given it 100%. So you have nothing to regret. And that's just kind of what I keep telling myself, is not to give up. And I have a little 2-year-old at home, so I have to make sure that the sacrifices I'm making, being away from him and not being with my husband a lot, are worth it. Because you do make a lot of time sacrifices when you're in nursing school. I mean, there's no way around it. You have to sacrifice time in places that you don't want to, but you have to, because you need the time to study, you need the time to get your work done. So, I mean, not to put pressure on myself, but, you want to make sure that what you're doing is, worth your while, and that, when you're given the opportunity to learn and study, you need to go ahead and take that opportunity and not jack around. So, anyway, it's just kind of my 2 cents. But to everyone out there struggling, keep your head up, keep going, give it 100%, and I know that we'll get through this, and we'll be great nurses one day. We just have to make sure we don't get discouraged, and no matter what's going on at home or in the program or with your friends at school, just keep pushing, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do this, because we've had a couple of instructors in our program kind of make some students feel that way. But just know that if you give it 100%, you do your best, that, good things come to those who, give 100%. So just keep that in mind and keep pushing. But until my next blog, just know that we're all struggling, we'll all struggle together, and then we'll all succeed together. So if y'all got any study tips for me, please send them my way. I could really use the help. But anyways, bye guys.